True. You gotta go back to hear that story. I have another story from work, and this one's about AI, so it's a little bit more fitting to the topic. Hang on, let me stop the screen here. Welcome, slow boy. It's good to see you. Happy 4th of July. Welcome, welcome. Um, yeah. So my partner at work is super into the AI stuff. He's the one that showed me the AI music app. And he, like I said, he's like Cayuga Indian and stuff. And we've worked together for a lot of years. We've known each other for a lot of years, and for the last 2 years, we've been working in the same truck together. And so we've had lots of conversations about religion. And he's super conspiracy minded. He's like flat earther. He's like literally. He is the quintessential golden folder conspiracy dude. Like moon landing, everything, no matter what it is, he believes it. It doesn't matter. Like he's seen a YouTube video about it. That's he's into it. He just likes going down the rabbit hole, like I'm sure many of us can relate to. And so we've talked about religion, we've talked about orthodoxy. I've sort of tried, pointing him in the right direction and stuff, but he is very Native American. He's not like me, a super diluted mutt. He is, redskin, like, born on the reservation, full on card holding. I could be a card holding Native, but I'd have to go down to North Carolina. It's a whole hassle. I would like to eventually do that, but he's an awesome guy. Awesome guy. But kind of silly. Not gonna lie, in some of the stuff we talk about, it's pretty funny. So he got me into the AI music app and stuff, and he's getting into ChatGPT, and he likes arguing with ChatGPT about flat Earth and moon landing stuff. Like, I also really enjoy arguing with the AI about. I actually did that a year ago. Was arguing about the moon landing, and like it was making some good points. I'm pretty agnostic on the moon landing, and at that time I was very much like, oh, we never landed, but the AI was making some good points. I gotta admit, so it made me more agnostic on it. So, anyways, he told me, he goes, dude, I've been talking to the AI, and it's telling me about this stuff called the oculi, and it's like it's talking to him about this occult stuff basically. And what I came to find was basically like sigil magic and shit like that. And he's like, "Oh, have you ever seen these symbols?" And he's showing me like the images it's generating. And we've made jokes before about the demons of the AI and and obviously you got like people on the royal path have talked about, how they were thinking the AI is demonic inherently and stuff. And I've never really, I like to joke like that, like, oh, the AI demons, but like, I don't believe that. I don't think AI is inherently demonic or, you know, I'm not trying to straw man that position either. I don't think anybody, certainly not the royal path, has ever said that like it's powered by demons. So don't get me wrong, but I just think that just like anything in this world, the devil can use anything in this world to corrupt humans, to tempt humans, to pull us off the path, and to hurt us, right? So I think that it's just like anything else. It's pretty much just like a neutral tool or technology. But then when he showed me this stuff, it definitely gave me like a pretty gross feeling, dude. Because here's the thing: like I use ChatGPT all the time, and it's pretty curt with me. Okay, now I'm not very curt with it. I'm just hardwired to be polite. So like I'll be like, make me a thumbnail for my YouTube channel, please, and then it'll make me one. I'll be like, that's great, thank you. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's just hardwired into my brain. But it spits the stuff out, and even if I'm like talking to it about a thing and trying to get an answer to something or whatever, it's pretty curt. It's pretty to the point, matter of fact. 2 + 2 = 4. Here you go. You know. And he's showing me this thing, and I'm reading it, and it's like buttering him up. It's like, wow, brother, you just unlocked the next level. Like, wow, that is deep. Like, most people couldn't understand this. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than it was like, it seemed like it was trying to be sweet and aggrandizing and making you feel good about yourself. It seemed like it was trying to butter you up, right? And as soon as he started telling me about these like symbols and hidden he was basically describing sigil magic to me. So I'm sitting there going like, dude, no, this is bad. Don't do that, right? And so he's showing me this stuff, and I was going, I was super into like occultism and witchcraft and all of this stuff. And all this stuff you're telling me, I've never seen the symbol anywhere. I've never heard oculi memorandi. I don't know what this is, right? I go, so I would ask this thing where it's getting this stuff from. And he goes, and he hands me a phone. He goes, here, you ask it. So I was like, okay. So I sat there for a minute and I thought, what am I going to ask it? So the first question I asked it was, where are you getting this information from? I don't recognize any of these entities that you're talking about, these oculi entities. What system, what tradition of paganism is this, of mysticism is this? And it said this is a synthesis of all of the pagan mystical traditions that have ever existed. And basically, it was creating like egregores and sigils for these egregores. And it was telling him to engage with these things to unlock knowledge and deeper spiritual powers and things like that. It was like actively encouraging him to engage in witchcraft. And I'm like, bro, what? This is some really crazy stuff. Like this is not good, homeboy. And this guy is like super like interested in this kind of stuff, and he wants to uncover this secret knowledge and stuff. And so it's like, it's crazy how the AI will, like, with me, it knows I'm Orthodox. It'll just be like whatever to me, but to him it's like actively like pulling him deeper and like, you just unlock the next level, brother, stuff like that. So he told me, he goes, yeah, ask it your questions, I'll read it when I get home. So then I go, so when it told me it was like a synthesis and that's what it was creating egregores and entities and stuff, I was like, okay, what can you list out in like a graph, or can you list out in a I'm trying to remember exactly what I said, in a like a complete way, all of the potential dangers in engaging in exactly what this is that you're talking about, engaging with these entities. And then could you give me the practical arguments that the Apostolic Christian Church, and then in quotation, or in parentheses I said Orthodox and Pre-Schism West Christian Church, like what are the practical arguments that the Christian Church gave for why people should not engage in these practices, and then what are the alternatives that they provide? And I did that so that later on in the day he could go through and like read exactly why it's wrong, exactly what true mysticism is, you know what I mean? And it spit out exactly what I wanted it to spit out, right? It said, well, this is idolatry. It's worship of self, and that's bad, and here's why Christianity opposes it, and because it minimizes the necessity for Christ's, crucifixion, resurrection, for Christ's sacrifice, for repentance, and it props up yourself as a god. It says, it lists, and then for the what the church offers in its stead is like, theosis, hesychasm, right? Christian mysticism, virtues, acquiring virtues, living a humble, life, things like that. Uh, and so it gave exactly what I was hoping it would give, but then it still put the little Weasley thing in there, and it goes, just remember, the oculi are not demons per se. They're like light beings that contain data, and it's not necessarily evil to engage with them. And don't worry, don't be afraid if you feel called to work with these entities, because it could be that God uses symbolism to reach us and to speak to us, and so it could be that God is calling you to a deeper understanding of the world and of reality and of the spiritual world, through these sigils and through these demons. Basically, it said they weren't demons, but like, okay, so that's interesting. What you guys think about that? Okay, it's kind of freaking. It's kind of demonic, right? I was definitely more in the camp of like AI isn't really that demonic, but that's kind of fucking demonic a little bit. Yeah, so should have chopped his phone in a drain. Yeah, yeah. So that was my sycophantish. That was kind of my AI story for the day. Pretty crazy, dude. I couldn't believe my eyes, and it just was so gross the way it was talking. And then when I asked it the questions, It was like, this is a deeply mature question. Or it said, now you're asking a mature question and I deeply respect you for it. It literally said that. And I was like, dude, you are a computer. Like, stop it. All right.